Motherhood is a beautiful thing, but what most people don't discuss is that it comes with so many challenges. It comes with you asking yourself a lot of questions. It even disrupts and distracts sometimes the vision you had already written down and told yourself these are things I want to achieve. But instead of whiling away in self-pity and looking for love, looking for acceptance, looking for so many things in so many places, is it not high time you sat yourself down and told yourself, this is the season I am in. I accept this season. I accept what it comes with. I'm going to take my life calmly. I'm going to take things slow. I'm going to nurture these children, and I'm going to maximize this season. Because a lot of times I've questioned myself. Anybody who knows me from my growing up times, my growing up season, know how very ambitious I can be, how very vision propelled I can be. But in all honesty, motherhood taught me to take things one day at a time. I'm one person that usually would have this vision of doing things in the next 10 years, in the next 5 years, in the next 3 years. Before I became a mother, I had my whole vision planned out, and I was just following my life as though I was just following a script and everything was working perfectly till I became a mother. I wouldn't tell you that I don't love this blessing, because if it's my husband, he would say, what if after having all the money and then you don't have children? Would you be happy? And that day when he said that thing, I had to pull myself together and ask myself, true, I'm not for they happy. So that was when I decided to embrace myself and tell myself, babe, calm down. All these things you're running kitty and kata to get, you will still get them. But take your time and nurture these children, especially if you're staying outside of our Africa, outside of home, outside of Nigeria in my own case, where your only support system is your man, the father to those children, your husband. That's literally your only support system. Apart from friends that you just met here abroad and families you just met here abroad who are also juggling their own lives and trying to get their acts together. So you now know that everything about parenting that child just stands and relies on you. You see that it takes a whole lot from you to nurture those children, and you really cannot fill from an empty cup. So you need to take that time out with yourself. First, accept that this is the stage of life you're in, and you are not running to meet anybody. Those things you're running to get, you eventually will get to them and even achieve more. But don't miss out on this important stage of life. This stage of life may require that you take a back seat when it comes to your career. It may not. People are called to become priests, become reverend sisters, become pastors, become deaconesses, become reverends. God has called you to become a parent, but in a sense that it makes you take a back seat when it comes to your career. I know it hurts. We don't talk about this often. I know it hurts when you have decided that these are things I really want to achieve for myself, for my life, and all of a sudden everything goes bonkers. There's no organization, you're just living as the day goes. Calm down. Embrace yourself. Embrace God. The best person I would tell you to go to right now is God. You know why? He's the one that has called you to become a mother. Motherhood is a calling. Parenthood is a calling. And it comes with its responsibilities. So you must embrace it and do all you can to make God happy in that ministry. How would you make God happy in this ministry if you are not engaging in conversations, in communications with Him every day to know how to go about this whole thing? How do you want to do it? Sometimes we feel we don't want to talk to God because you think He's far-fetched. You think He already knows these things and He should know. God should just make things organized for me. God should just make all these things to become good for me. Sometimes you need to understand that He wants to hear your frustrations from you. And He's not going to be taken aback by it. He just wants to know that you know that you're frustrated. I learned this when I read a book by Stormy Omaritan, The Power of a Praying Woman. I learned it, and ever since the Holy Spirit asked me to read that book and I obeyed and started reading it, I've begun to change my narrative about a lot of things and talk to God often. Sometimes, maybe you may be looking for a particular kind of job, like in my case, and it's not coming through. You get frustrated at it, you yell, you nag. Sometimes just take steps back and sit in your own company. Maybe when the children are sleeping, when your husband is sleeping, maybe at night when everybody has gone to bed. Sit in your own company and talk to God. Tell Him your frustrations. Yell. Talk to Him. He knows, but He wants to know that you know about it. So tell me what you'll be doing differently today, dear mom. Are you going to sit down and keep nagging? Or are you going to embrace this call? Remember, when you were praying down the heavens, asking the Lord to give you this one child, He has given it to you. He has given her to you. He has given him to you. Now you're complaining again and saying that, these children will not let me do this, they will not let me do that. To what end? To what end? Remember, it's a lifetime journey. Parenting is not like you wake up this morning and say, you're no longer a parent. You are a parent until the day you breathe last. So the earlier you start to embrace that this is the season of life you're in, and this is the job and the calling that God has called you into, the ministry that God has called you into, the better for you. Another thing that's helped me a lot is reading books, taking courses on parenting. How come all of us go to seminars when we are single and take seminars, read books, do a lot of things just to get and attract that man or attract the right candidates for our businesses, attract the right customers for our businesses? We take a lot of courses. But when it comes to the very crucial matter of parenting, we are like, who will teach us how to parent our child? There's no hard rule or there's no general rule of parenting a child, but life is governed by principles. There are fundamentals, and there are people who are experts in this. Why not pay them and learn from them, and then add your own based on your child's personality, your child's uniqueness, and then parent that child well. Don't pass on your childhood trauma to your child. If you need therapy, take it. I'm telling you this because I'm a first child, I'm a first daughter, and you all know there are so many things first daughters go through that we don't get to talk about. One of the things I usually advocate that first daughters like me do is to go take therapy. Sign up for a therapy session. Take it. Sometimes you need somebody to talk to air your heart. Like some things you're carrying in your chest like this. Small, you'll be trickling it down into your children, and they will carry it over to the next generation. You don't want that. So, with these few points of mine, I hope that you're able to embrace motherhood, not just as something that you bumped into, but as something that you have been called into, and you want to intentionally make sure you are going to succeed at it and succeed in it such that tomorrow both you and posterity would reap its rewards. And about your career, you are already in a career, the career called parenting, the career called motherhood. You may not be receiving monetary payments or monetary rewards from it right now, but trust me, if you don't get it right, if you don't get it right now, in the next few years, you're going to regret it. Trust me. At least I make friends with people who are older, way older than I am. And if there's anything I've asked them about parenting and motherhood, their answers always come or converge to the same point. You would still achieve the things you want to achieve, but make sure that you don't mismanage any season that you are in. So let's do better, moms. We can do this. Moms of my generation, we can do this. See you in the next video.